Kuyami Juskuna Chitanai. Ina kun mama rulirara chikun slimo patona. Gundi hodonga chihonkabi. Jawana bota ayuak tahonga chakanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topada bungwalia gando do nado chut. Musha papangpa bola wana chitne. Bamuli slemo boda wanga kun bes mulirara bes. Chiska du suki kumpa na bona naikachu. Ag tuinkotu. Topada bungwalia gando nado chut. Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkapung. Jiloba mulirani bobo. Wango kumbes gang ba mama rulira. Kuyami juskuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun slimo padona. Gundi hodonga chihonkabi. Ubapatu kochi. Tong nongbong shang nung yang. Tong katoks bakteria.
Gelfa, oisidan gelfa van inugan gelfa. Hian svalde gurisa tutine andevat. Men bundas, tuora. Unitutlat van gelfa, oisidan gelfa van inugan gelfa. Kolotus divan bebut, ufta gel brief. Der bundas. Uftakel brief. Bundas der Schärfer. Uftakel brief. Bundas der Schärfer. Fabuelta. Der bundas. Linda Tufta. Kolondus divan bebut. Dikel di rimo. Den fusi porabang.
Miki Grabelmogo, Kachichu ita Botunga, Toldobank, Wale Oganda Naru Chuchut, Bogesha Ponka, Bolawana Chikne, Pamule Slimo, Podadada Nanga, Kumbist, Mule Rabest.
La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes jingpa ma rulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja mlira ra bes. Uba batu kochi. Tong nong bong shang nung yang. Tong katok smaktelia.
She offered to. She enjoyed it out. And Rashi good. And she began Goruvia. And now for the Tufta. Tolo. Tufta dan Gelva. Oisi dan Gelva. Tufta van Gelva. Oisi dan Gelva. Van Inogan Gelva.
Uba batu koji. Tong nong bong shang nung yang. Tong patogs magdelia, kuya ni Diyos kuna chikanay. Ina kun manarula chikun, slimo patona. Mundi hatong na chikong kapi. Iska du sukiku ba nabona na itachu. Ab tuwing ko tu. Topa da bung kwalya gando na go chuchut. Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yala mo inkapun. Jilo ba mulirani bobo. Wago kung best ka gang ba mamarulira. Yato ka uwan kinkuna ba mulira. Rachikun. Mucha shakpanpa.
People, hear me! Before I present the so-called champion of the Becks with their prize, there is something you must know. The winning rider cheated! Your swoop bike was using a prototype accelerator. Clearly an unfair advantage. Because of this hidden Beck treachery, I'm withdrawing the Vulca's share of the victory prize.
Jawana bota ayu at tahonga ja kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bung walya gando do nano chuchut. Musha papampa. Ola wan chitne. Ba muri slemo poda wanga kun bes mulira rabes.
You old fool. Your traditions are nothing to me. I am the wave of the future. If I want to withdraw the prize and sell this woman on the slave market myself, nobody can stop me.
I might have something to say about that, Brezhik.
What? Impossible. You were restrained by a neural disruptor. How could you have possibly summoned the will to free yourself?
You underestimate the strength of a Jedi's mind, Brezhik. A mistake you won't live to regret.
Vulcus, to me! Kill this woman! Kill the swoop rider! Kill them all!
Well, maybe those bloody Vulcans will think twice next time before trying to keep a Jedi prisoner. And as for you, if you think you can collect me as a prize... Wait, I don't believe this. You're one of the soldiers with the Republic fleet, aren't you? Yes, I'm sure of it. How did you end up racing for these swoop gangs? Save me. Is that what you were trying to accomplish by riding in that swoop race? Well, as far as rescues go, this is a pretty poor example. In case you hadn't noticed, I managed to free myself from that neural restraint collar without your help. In fact, it's more accurate to say that I saved you. Brezhik and his Vulcans would have left you for dead if I hadn't stepped into that fight. You're lucky I was here to get you out of this mess. Karth Onasi is alive. Finally, some good news. Karth is one of the Republic's best soldiers. He's proved himself a hero a dozen times over. And he sent you here to save me. Maybe I misjudged you. Karth wouldn't have sent you if he wasn't confident in your abilities. Forgive me. Despite my Jedi training, I still tend to act a bit rashly sometimes. Please, take me to Karth right away. Between the three of us, I'm sure we can figure out some way to get off this planet before the Sith realize we're here. You cannot win, Revan.
Bastila, you're alive! Finally, things are looking up. Now we just need to figure out a way to get off this planet.
You mean you don't have a plan to get off Taurus yet? What have you been doing all this time? I see. Now that I'm back in charge of this mission, perhaps we can start doing things properly. Hopefully our escape from Taurus will go more smoothly than when you rescued me from Brezhik.
I know you're new at this, Bastila, but a leader doesn't berate her troops just because things aren't going as planned. Don't let your ego get in the way of the real issues here.
That hardly strikes me as an appropriate way of addressing your commander, Karth. I am a member of the Jedi Order, and this is my mission. Don't forget that. My battle meditation ability has helped the Republic many times in this war, and it will serve us well here, I'm sure.
Your talents might win us a few battles, but that doesn't make you a good leader. A good leader would at least listen to the advice of those who have seen more combat than she ever will. You know, I had my doubts about this mission, but I figured the Jedi Council wouldn't put you in charge if you weren't prepared. Here you are, acting like a spoiled child.
I see. It's true that I don't have much military experience. Perhaps I should not be so quick to judge. Very well, Karth. What do you suggest we do?
First off, we can't get hung up on who's in charge. We all need to work together if we want to get off this rock. The answer is out there, we just have to find it.
Well said, Karth. And the sooner we start looking, the better. I've already been a prisoner of the Vulkars, and I don't plan on being captured by the Sith. I think we'll need some help getting off Taurus. Maybe if we ask around, one of the locals can help us out. We should probably start by asking around in the cantinas. Is something wrong? You seem as if something's troubling you. A vision? A vision of what? It's strange. Such visions are often a sign of Force sensitivity. I'm not sure. It may be that you have some connection to the Force. It would not be unheard of. When we first met, your natural talent may have fed off my own Force abilities. It is possible that in the excitement of the battle's aftermath, the Force allowed you to witness one of my more intense memories. The Force is complicated. Even I, with all my training, cannot fully understand it yet. This is a matter best left to the wise masters of the Jedi Council. Once we escape Taurus, we can seek the guidance of the Council if you wish. They will understand the significance of your vision, if there is any. However, I think it would be best if we all stayed focused on the task at hand right now. We can't afford any distractions. We need to find a way off Taurus.
Yes, what's on your mind? I guess I did say you could ask me questions later, didn't I? Is this really necessary? Oh, well, if it's an interrogation you wanted, why didn't you say so? No, I was just joking, though you do seem to be full of questions. It's rather refreshing, to be honest. Let me ask you something first, though. I've been going through the battle aboard the Endar Spire over and over in my head since we crashed. Some things just don't add up for me. Maybe you could tell me what happened, from your perspective. True. Bastila is as powerful as they say. She's the one who defeated Darth Revan, after all. I guess that no Jedi ability, no matter how powerful, makes up for being completely surprised and outmatched. We didn't choose that battle anyway. It got forced on us. Hell, I'm just as surprised that any of us are alive to talk about it. Come to think of it, it's more than a little surprising that you happen to be here, isn't it? I mean, just what is your position with the Republic fleet anyway? A smuggler? I should have guessed. Now, isn't it odd, however, that a smuggler who was added to the crew at the last minute just happens to be alive? You were the only one. Not to mention that Bastila's party was the one who requested your transfer. The Jedi requested numerous things when they came on board. I mean, hell, they practically took over the ship, as far as I could tell. Considering your connection to Bastila and the Jedi, whether you know it or not, your presence here seems a little convenient. I'm probably wrong, and this is probably nothing, I know. I learned a long time ago not to take things at face value, however, and I hate surprises. I am working with you. I'd be a fool not to. I'd also be a fool not to expect the unexpected. Look, it has nothing to do with you personally. I don't trust anyone, and I have my reasons. And no, I'm not going to discuss them, so can we just keep our mind on more important things? Good. Like I said before, I prefer action to talk anyway.
Hey there, what can I do for you? I don't want to talk about if I'm gonna be any help. Terrace is a pretty good place to grow up, all things considered. Just stick to the area you belong in and stay out of Davik's business, and you'll be fine. It can be pretty nasty down there. You've got rat ghouls crawling around looking for their next meal, and the Gamorrean slavers like to set up their bases in the sewers. And then there's the Outcast Village, a collection of people banished to the Undercity for their crimes. I mostly avoid the village, though. It's pretty depressing to see how they live. What can I say? The Lower City was a great place to hang out until the Vulkars started that gang war. Now you can't even walk the streets without getting shot at. The Upper City's got some nice shops and all, but it's boring. The only time I go up there is if I need free healing from Zelka at his medical facility. Hey, no problem. I'm here to help, right?
Inkin kun no ba muli ra chinkun. Tongay tun kun ching. Ni bobo jimata ni punaje. Dolpi kiknyunyan. Tabist yubong konki pangpa. Ching pala chiska muli. Tuni rana no prata dunk no sercha doma wama kun bestoma. Nishakji lochakin kun no bamuli raji kun. Rundi hadonga kuhungabi. Wana kun bes. Chink palamul tonk king ba na konkek. Tung ting ta chun kun nek muli rabest. Takum justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu ay thaudonga tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampongpa bolawan na chikni. Pamul neslik mo poda na wanga kun bist muli rabest. Tong ay tuam jiji yumalit pa ang yingkotu. Tolba Tulpada bunk walya gando de nago chuchut, kachi chuaitha haudunga. Yumalith ka inkotun, chilo mulra de nebobo, unka kun biskang, bamulara. Shagjikin lord jawata uma? Kava volpa mulji gumana. King kun shachi king, ni king kun oba mulira jikun? Wama kun bes, chin palamuji. Tunira nu prata dunko, sercha domandoma?
Hakupa? Achuta. Achuta.
How can I help? I would like to know what happened after you crashed on Taurus. I'm curious as to what you and Karth were doing before we all joined forces. I managed to free myself, as I recall. In fact, if I hadn't been there, Brejik and his thugs might have killed you in that fight. It's probably more accurate to say that I rescued you. I'll admit that I probably wouldn't have been able to free myself if not for the brawl after the swoop race. I guess I should thank you for that, at least. Actually, your presence at the swoop track is what I'm curious about. It couldn't have been an easy task to find me there, yet somehow you managed. You also avoided detection by the Sith, discovered I was a Vulgar prisoner, gained sponsorship for the race, and became the Taurus swoop champion. That's quite a resume. Your modesty is admirable. But though others helped, you were the catalyst for these events. When you were chosen to join this mission, I doubt any of us expected this much from you. The Jedi could have done such things, of course, but only by drawing heavily upon the Force. The Force is in all of us, though for most people it's barely a measurable whisper. But there are some individuals outside the Jedi Order that we consider Force-sensitive. It's obvious to me that the Force has been working through you. There is no other explanation for your great success. Though I'm not certain what to make of this discovery. Perhaps if you weren't... well, if you were younger, the Jedi might take you for training. But as it is... I'm sorry. I've overstepped my authority. I'm speaking of things that are best left to the Jedi Council. For now, let's just accept the fact that you're gifted. Hopefully, between your abilities, my Jedi training, and the skills of our companions, we can find a way off this planet.
Hey, look at this! A real live celebrity right here in my shop. Winning that swoop bike race has made you into something of a local hero. If times weren't so tough, I'd give you a discount, seeing as how you're a big celebrity and all. But with the Sith occupation, I can barely afford to keep the doors open. Because of the Sith quarantine, I haven't been able to stock any new inventory, but I've still got some nice items you might be interested in.
I saw you in the swoop race. Very impressive. You seem like you know how to get results. That's just the kind of person I'm looking for. My name's Canderous Ordo. I work for Davik Kang in the Exchange. The hours aren't great, but they promised me a fortune to work for them. And I have nothing better to do. Mandalorian mercs like me are in high demand. But lately, Davik hasn't been paying me what he promised. I don't like getting cheated. So I figure it's time for me to break the Sith quarantine and get off this backwater planet. I've got a plan to escape Taris, but I can't do it alone. I need someone I know can get the job done to help me. That's where you come in.
Careful. Mercs like this haven't a lick of conscience. They'll betray you in a heartbeat. This could be a trap.
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to your friend, aren't I? I saw you win that swoop race and started thinking. Anyone crazy enough to race like that is probably crazy enough to break into the Sith military base. I need someone to steal the Sith launch codes from the base. Without those codes, any ship leaving the atmosphere will be disintegrated by the Sith fleet's automated defense guns. Here's the deal. You bring me those launch codes, and I can provide the vehicle to get us off the planet. Davik's flagship, the Ebon Hawk. Getting in won't be easy. The Sith base is protected by an encrypted security system. It would take a top-of-the-line astromech droid to slice through it. Lucky for you, I know just the place to get a droid like that. Davik was having one custom built by Janice Nall. Just tell her Canderous sent you, and she'll sell you the droid. Then you can use it to get the launch codes from the Sith base. Normally I'd do this myself, but everyone knows who I work for. If I broke into the Sith base, they'd send an army down on Davik's estate to get those codes back. That's why I need you.
I don't sense any deception from him, which is surprising. This may be exactly what we need.
I'm going to wait in Javiyar's cantina. You come and find me when you've got those launch codes, and I'll make sure we both get off this rock.
Welcome to the Equipment Emporium. Because of...
Bastila, I was wondering something. How did those Vulkars manage to capture a famous Jedi like you? Were you knocked out when your escape pod crashed?
No, I was conscious. But my force powers were exhausted from using my battle meditation in the battle for the Ender Spire. Without my help, you might have never gotten off the ship alive.
Fair enough, but I've seen you Jedi in action. There's no way those thugs could have stood a chance against your lightsaber.
My lightsaber was misplaced. I couldn't find it after the crash. I looked everywhere in that pod. The Vulkars came and overwhelmed me even as I was searching for my weapon.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You lost your lightsaber? I mean, isn't that a violation of some kind of Jedi code or something?
This is no laughing matter. During the crash, my lightsaber must have fallen from my belt and rolled under my seat. The Vulkars probably found it there when they searched the wreckage.
Hey, don't get mad. I'm sorry. It's just funny to think of a legendary Jedi losing her lightsaber. Take my advice. This is one detail you might want to keep out of the history texts.
I hardly consider myself a legend, Carth. Though I will consider your advice when I relate these events to the Jedi Council. There is no need for them to know every detail of what transpired. How can I help? Then I suggest we move on.
Kin kunshi kaikachin awana wamata. Nishi la chorga kin kun pala mona reji. Ching pala niska mule tun ratatigen podranko. The searcha doma wana kundatama. We team and bon thong. Mule ra on shatoring ni patoga wanga chonzi tse. Ika krotu hakujije. Watu yama kama wona henak neck. Mokao dang nafoki. Jachiska to punta kakaspaka. Banno oto. Tinku ukapa. Topano aska. Chinisko na kava ambaka. Hachu apanki, ji tangabun shan nang, wanga kun beast kin ba mula rak, choni yun tun gigi either dwana, kava volpa mulji gumana. Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong ka sha chona si ichua byongbo joni. Minamamato mule ra, hakugri katgota parabola. Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon, wanakumbes, chi pala mulek, tonki pa nagnonek, tu nikton chun chun ke nemolek rabest, uf mala nibo kurk. China pala mule, tonki ba non tontek, tu ni chachon kun ne mule rabest. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku, yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.
What can I do?
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata, bonanakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun, tong nabun shanuyang. Kipuna nabon sha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokapata. Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon, wanakumbes, chi pala mulek, tonki pa nagnonek, tu nikton chun chun ke nemolek rabest, uf mala nibo kurk. Kin kun shi kakachin awana wamata, nishi la chorga kin kun pala mona reji, ching pala niska mule, tun ratatigin podranko, desarcha doma wanakondatama. Bona na kachu, kicha badwang, wanga kum kiba bu mulera, kakin chak nawagawa bakon, donk kiba nukunek, tanga boksha nagnong.
I'm here.
Yes?
Kin kun witimembon Kipuna, bona na kichu, kin ba mulera dwana, dong kin ba no kudnok nek, kava numpa kumpialia monokata, ranga kun bis kin no moruat, kakin chana guana bakon.
You'd think people would be a little more tolerant of others in this day and age. I guess stupidity and ignorance will never go out of style.
Genchopa chawi tichok twis yun kun, watu yama kama wona henak nek, bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa, dong abuk shami nonok, chinapala mule, dong ki ba non tontek, duni chachon kun ne mule brabast. Mokau dang yafoki. Tinku ukapa,
Ready?
A plague spreads through our streets. We cannot sit idly by while this pox infects our society.
Yes?
Kavadumpa kapa. Kinko bonanakachu.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Tiska du sukiku ba na bona na kachu ab tuin kotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut. Kabachi kuita hotonga. Yalamo inkatun. Jiloba mulirani bobo. Wango kumpes kakang ba mamarulira. La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kumpes chingpa marulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mulira rabes. Tiska du sukiku ba na bona na kachu ab tuin kotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut. Kabachi kuita hotonga. Yalamo inkatun. Jiloba mulirani bobo. Wango kumpes kakang ba mamarulira. Jawana bota ayuak tahonga chakanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalya gando do nago chuchut. Musha papangpa bola wana chitne. Pamuli slemo poda wanga kun bes mulira rabest. Jawana bota ayuak tahonga cha kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalia gando do naga chut. Musha papangpa pola wana chitne. Pamuli slemo poda wanga kun bes mulira rabest. Tiska du suki kumpa la bona nagachu. Ag tuinkotu. Topa da bunkwalia gando naga chut. Kapachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkatun. Jiloba mulira ni bobo. Wango kun bes gang ba mamarulira.
No problem. Didn't work. Ready? Sure.
What? On it. Damn. Whoever steps up What? Yes? What? Yes? Whoever steps on this will get a nasty shock.
Down you go! Time to rumble! You after
Sure.